Well, if you're looking into Real Broker, you're not alone because Real has added close to 3,000 agents already this year in 2024, and it's just really the beginning of March. And I was one of those agents that came over to Real. So I want to give you my top 5 reasons, and there are a lot of reasons, but I really want to boil this down to my top 5 reasons why I came to Real and why maybe you would want to come to Real too. So diving right into it, one of the big things that really attracted me over to Real was just the culture and the collaboration, or you might say the culture of collaboration here. And it's not just because, they put this on the website or, you've got work hard, be kind on a t-shirt, which, that in itself, that it's become almost synonymous with the brand of Real says something there. But I actually see the agents out here doing this, collaborating, working together, and just freely giving the information out. And that's a philosophy that just really resonates with me. I like the idea of just giving that value and not expecting anything in return, because I know when I put that value out there, it's gonna come back. It's kind of like what you might hear from Alex Hormozy. I want what I give away to be better than what other people are charging for. And, Real, I think, exemplifies that and really enables me to do that because I'm within a culture that encourages it. That's why I've started a group here locally. You see, I'm in Mississippi. I've started a group here locally to encourage other agents to get into content creation and creating video. And I feel like Real really just enables me to do that. Now here in our market in particular, I had an extra little benefit because Real is very new here to the Jackson, Mississippi metro market where I'm at. It was in the state, but not here in this market. So because of that, I really felt like I had a unique opportunity to bring that Real culture here, establish it, and build out that reputation versus maybe try to go against the grain of what I could do at another company or anything like that. I really kind of got something where I'm aligned with that. What I want to do locally aligns with the company nationally. And, nationally, you can only do so much. And at that national or company-wide level, I do think they've done a really good job of protecting that culture and leading by example there, and also structuring the company in a way to avoid some of the pitfalls that you have with reputation and culture, maybe at some other places in regards to not just what they put out as the culture of the company and what they do, but also how they've structured the revenue share program and things like that we'll get into a little bit later here in the video. Now, at this point, I know what a lot of y'all are thinking.
Culture sounds great, but what about the money?
Look, I know as good as the culture aspect may sound, at the end of the day, moving from one brokerage to another is a business decision. So you want to know, what is it going to cost to be here? Is it going to put more money back in my pocket, or is it going to cost me money? And I've got to say, I think for me, for sure, and I think the vast majority of agents, you're going to have the opportunity to put some money back in your pocket. I really don't think there are many places out there you could go that would save you money compared to Real, and definitely not save you money and give you more value than what you're going to get at Real. But let's dive into the high points here of the cost just to give you an idea. And first off, you're looking at an 85-15 split with a $12,000 cap. No monthly fee. They do have an annual fee that comes out of your first 3 transactions, which is $250 per transaction. There is also a $249 joining fee when you very first come over to Real. Now, while there aren't any transaction fees prior to capping, you do have a $30 E&O fee that does get added onto each transaction. And then after you cap, you do have a $285 post-cap transaction fee. That is until that adds up to $6,000. Now, once you've paid $6,000 in that, you're going to hit an elite agent status. So if you're somebody who is, and I've got a spreadsheet, I put this together. I'll put a link down in the comments if you want the spreadsheet to plug in your numbers and see where you are to see really how much it would cost or maybe give you to be at Real. So just check that link down there if you want that spreadsheet. But if you hit elite, you have the opportunity to get up to $24,000 in stock awards, in addition to some of the smaller stock awards and stock awards that you can get for attracting agents to the company. And then after that, your transaction fee goes from $285 down to $129 per transaction for the rest of your anniversary year. Now, there is a whole lot more to get into when it comes to the cost and different scenarios with being here at Real, and I'm going to get into that in another video. So if you want to see that, make sure you get down there, hit that subscribe button, click the bell so that you'll see I've got a lot more planned. I'm working on getting these out here because I know a lot of y'all are looking at Real, and I also know that just about every one of you looking is at least somewhat interested in the revenue share aspect. Now, if you're like me, I've never considered myself to be a recruiter. I was at EXP for almost 3 years, and I know that's the reputation, but I never did it. I never had a single person in my downline at EXP, and I really didn't feel like there was much of an opportunity there. Now, because they're both cloud brokerage with revenue share plans, EXP and Real often are getting compared here, and I will tell you this, I've had this conversation with a few people, and if you say, hey, I want to have 500 people in a downline, and if I do that EXP, I can make more money at Real. And you know what? You're right. You can. If you could get that many people in a downline at EXP, you can make more because you do have 7 levels there, but Real only has 5. What I like though is I feel like with Real, I actually have an opportunity to add people to that downline because I've only been at Real, I think for 3 weeks as I'm making this video. I've only officially been at Real for 3 weeks, and I've already had several people reach out to me asking questions about Real, and that never once happened while I was over at EXP. That's not me reaching out to them and saying, hey, you should come. No, that's just, hey, we saw you went. Why did you go? Do you like it? So people are curious about this. So that in itself shows there's more opportunity here, especially locally, but I think really this is everywhere. And at the end of the day, it doesn't matter how much I would make if I had 500 or 1,000 agents in a downline if I could never get past 1 or 2. Here with Real, I think you have the opportunity to do that. And it's flipped a little bit. You make more as you get farther down at EXP. At Real, you get more money right there on the front line. You make up to $4,000 per capping agent on your first line. And then that does go down. You can see here on the graph, you can get up to $3,200 on the second tier, $2,400 on the third tier, $1,600 on the fourth, and $800 on the fifth. That is per capping agents. That is fully sponsored by you if you're bringing them into the company. I say fully sponsored because that is one thing that Real has done I really like. They give you the opportunity to co-sponsor. Now, if you do co-sponsor, they do take a little 10% cut off of that. But what it does is if you're watching a YouTube video like this, okay, and you're learning about Real and you're coming over, but you don't really have anybody locally that you work with a lot, or you want somebody locally that you can talk to help you out, and maybe to build your own local community within Real so it's not just yourself, I could help you find a local sponsor so that you're not dealing with just me. You've actually got me maybe helping you with what I can help with, and you've got somebody right there on the ground. And it doesn't have to be me. Whoever that you're talking to, you can have 2 different people. So I think that is really valuable because I know at EXP and some of the other brokerages, people would go in, get under a downline, maybe feel like they were not getting enough value, or they got the value and they're not getting any more, and then they would leave and come back under a different downline 6 months later. So at Real, you really don't have to worry about that because 1, you can do the co-sponsor, and number 2, everything at Real is available to everybody. We don't silo off this information. We look at it as a network instead of a downline. So with that, you can get on the Real Academy. You can access all the training from all the top agents doing all kinds of different things out there. There's agents teaching social media and YouTube and how to make other revenue streams and just about everything you can think of revolving real estate. It's all in the Real Academy, and you can access that. And we're all pretty open with the information. Like I said, I set up a group here locally where I'm just helping agents across the board create video and make more content because I think it builds community here with us all, and it improves our perception or reputation with the public in terms of our perception, which we all know with all the stuff going on in real estate these days, having a little boost to our reputation out there publicly is not a bad thing. But get back to the specifics of the revenue share plan. I really like that you make more money from the agents that you have on your first and second levels, because those are the agents that you have the opportunity to have the biggest impact with. You know that agent in the first level, maybe the second level, but you probably really don't know very well the people who are in the third, fourth. You definitely don't know the fifth. And if you're in another company and you've got 6 or 7 levels, you're not having much of an impact there. I actually had a long conversation with a guy who has a huge downline at EXP, and they were talking about having trouble really having impact on that 6th and 7th level and trying to figure out how to do that. Well, it's just really difficult. You don't know those people. You don't even know the people that know the people that know the people that brought those on, just because you get so far down. If you are even one of the very, very few lucky enough to get all 7 levels unlocked at EXP. So once again, I think this is something Real has done from that top level to enact that culture that they want to see in the policies and things within the company, and that's what they've done here in the revenue share plan. And with that in mind, if you'd like to book a video call with me, I've got a link down there below the video, and we can really get into this a little deeper, answer questions for your specific scenario about coming over Real to see if it would work for you or if it wouldn't. And regardless of how that turns out, I would love to meet y'all and have a call with y'all. So y'all check out that link if that's something that you're interested in. But I'm really excited about the next thing here on the list. For me, I consider myself kind of techie. I'm into that. I'm usually an early adopter on a lot of stuff. So having some technology that feels new, fresh, intuitive, and clean is really nice, because I don't feel like I had that really at EXP. They had some things, obviously they pioneered the cloud brokerage. They did a ton of great stuff, but I felt like, why did we not have an app? I had to go log into this website and it was here and it would take you over here. To me, I never really understood that. Where with Real, It's all built into this system. It's clean and it's all there. It's intuitive. The phone app you can do pretty much everything that you can do on the desktop app, keeping up with all your transactions, everything that you want to know and need. It's all right there on the app. You don't have to go to the desktop version. Now, if you go to the desktop version, you're getting a bigger layout. You do have just the ability to get more information a little bit easier and cleaner. I think that's going to be anywhere, but just barely. I mean, it's all right there on the app. Everything that you need is right there. So to me, that seems minor, but when you go look around at other companies, you just don't see it. For whatever reason, they haven't been able to develop something that works as well as that does. And when I saw that, you can keep up with not just your transaction and your real estate business, the revenue share we talked about in there, it's all there, it's clean, it's organized. You can see all the details of everything, people below you, people above you. So it really is just an incredible tool to have. And then they just released the new consumer app, which ties into One Real Mortgage and One Real Title, which they are in the process of launching out across the country. It's not in every state yet. But they're getting there. And once you have that consumer app, the way they're setting it up is essentially a portal for your client to go in and they can keep up with the transaction. They don't have to come to you, so you can go to the loan officer, so they can go over here. It's all right there in the app. Now, obviously, you're not required to use One Real Mortgage or One Real Title, but those are things that when you add those in there, it's going to make this a one-stop shop for the client. And I can tell you, just with some of the other things I've done, whenever we can bring things in and they come for us, we get people relocating. And when I get on that call with them and I've got the lender or anybody else that they need to talk to already on that call, they don't have to go find all these people. That just takes their experience level through the roof. And from that point on, they're just locked into it. I mean, they aren't going anywhere else because I'm giving them everything they need. And this Real consumer app does that at even a higher level than I could ever do on my own. And talking about the tech here at Real is a good way to lead into my last point I want to make, which is just around the innovation here at Real. And I'm not just talking about tech innovation. So what I found out when I started comparing all of these different brokerages, from the old ones to the new ones to the brand new startups, I was looking to see what are they doing to differentiate, because all of these, one of their big selling features is, either they have a publicly traded stock like EXP or Real, or they have a stock that's coming up. And for that to be worth anything, you've got to have some confidence that that company is stable and going to be increasing in the future. You want the value of that stock to go up. So if I'm going to earn, shares for attracting agents to the company, if I'm going to get a stock award for capping, if I'm going to get all these things, I'd like to know if it's going to be worth something in the future. So what is the company doing to justify their value increasing? And if they're doing those things, and those things are also providing additional revenue streams for the agents, as well as additional revenue streams for the company, this is a win-win. I mean, everybody wins here. So I already mentioned One Real Title, One Real Mortgage. That isn't necessarily unique to Real. There are some other brokerages out there that are incorporating things like that into their business model. What I don't see other companies doing is really spreading out beyond what you would think of as traditional real estate services. They may be doing things to tweak the model to be a little bit better brokerage for real estate business, but that's really where it stops. I feel like Real did those things. They really have dialed it in with the model on the real estate side of things and the things that they can incorporate over there. But now we're looking into other things like the Real Wallet and the Real debit card and credit card. So you're bringing in some fintech aspects to this, and you don't see that anywhere else. And if you do, put it down in the comments, because I have not seen it. And what they're doing here is not only allowing you to use your money without having to go through a bank. You can have it right there on your card. You're earning essentially rewards points that can cancel out some of the fees that you pay to Real. And you can do that on the credit card or the debit card. And with the credit card in particular is really unique because, a lot of these brokerages, Real included, will give you some of those stock awards, and they will have vesting periods a lot of times. So you've got that there, and you've got other assets within the company, whether they're things you can access right then or things that are vesting. And what Real is actually going to do with the credit card is look at those and say, hey, these are assets that you have with the company. They're going to give you a line of credit that you can then take and use to reinvest into your business if you want to do that. I don't know of any other brokerage doing anything like that. So not only is that great in itself, but when I saw all of that, it really showed me that Real is out there doing things differently, finding ways to make the company more valuable, bringing in more revenue to the company and more revenue to the agents. So if I wasn't sold with the other 4 reasons, by the time we got through that, I wasn't looking to go anywhere else. So those are my big top 5 reasons for coming over to Real. And y'all hit me up down there at that link if you want to book a video call. I'd love to meet you, get on there, discuss this with you, and see if Real is going to be a fit for your business. And if you want to know a little bit more, make sure you hit that subscribe. And if you're somebody who is specifically looking to compare EXP and Real, or maybe if you're like I was, you were at EXP and you're considering Real, you're definitely not going to want to miss the video that I've got coming out. It'll be right there. I'll see you on that one.